This morning I've been working with colleagues from Calico and from Health and Care in Lancashire about a fantastic new build that's being led by Calico and starting to think about how we use it to build community. What we've been doing is using these 4 dimensions around creating community, which is about making sure that there's space to grow, in that the planning is flexible and can change over time. Making sure people have voice and control over it, both in terms of governance, co-production, etc. Creating spaces for social and cultural life and amenities and social infrastructure. So much more than just what the building looks like. So we looked at each of these 4 elements, and it's come from a wonderful website developed by the Barnwood Trust. So first of all, how can we create opportunities for voice and influence of local people with participatory governance structures, even participatory budgets, community advocates for future residents, democratic governance structures, identify physical spaces that people can actually influence the design of right now, not just being handed a blueprint and saying this is it. How we can use social media, neighbourhood websites, etc. to keep connecting with people and engaging with them so they can direct this, and making sure we're doing asset mapping and finding out from local people what they think is needed. So that's around voice and influence. And then when we're thinking about amenities and infrastructure, making sure that local people know what's going on locally, not just in this community, and can get there. Creating for social health, for example, walking groups, Tai Chi spaces, running clubs, cycle buddies, micro grants like small sparks to kickstart local initiatives, making sure we've got resources around community development, collective neighbourhood services. For example, could people create credit unions on childcare co-ops? Good connection, both transport and broadband, community house, community shops, health and wellness provision and clinics, community owned or managed assets, and I love this idea, volunteer community champions or neighbourhood greeters, as well as facilitating babysitting circles, parent and baby groups, car clubs, lift sharing, cycle clubs and school walking buses. And then how do we build for a rich social and cultural life? Can we create the opportunity for cultural projects and community projects that are both intergroup and intergenerational? Local events such as litter picking, planting, fundraising, people-friendly layouts, car-free areas, and making sure everywhere is well lit. Third places, building for third spaces right from the beginning. Cafes for people to meet, pubs, playgrounds. Where could you hold local celebrations of festivals, street parties, family days? Creating neighbourhood based groups with tenants associations, for example. Co-creating a neighbourhood charter and community design statements. Flexible working spaces like WeWork to encourage home working and local entrepreneurship, and public and congregational open spaces with wide pavements and benches. So talking to our architects about what they can do to help facilitate those. And then over here at adaptability and resilience, community gardening and play spaces, flexible and adaptable community building and bases, flexible and adaptable housing, community ownership, and a flexible stewardship strategy. And then in the yellow are the practical things that we're going to get started with straight away whilst we're exploring the others. So where would you go to get your hair done and to get your nails done? So making sure there are spaces for those kinds of services that people might want. Community rooms. Can we have a space for a nursery to take place, or parent and baby groups that can be rented for both 21st birthday parties as well as the local yoga group, and have social and health activities, the kind of things that social prescribers signpost people to. Can we have a wellbeing team to deliver support in people's homes, whatever they want, the way that they want it? Can we embed social prescribing as part of this, as well as circle family? A cafe as a third space, a gym that's also got space for rehabilitation and perhaps a dance studio too. Small sparks and community chest, so we can make small grants of around £150 that gets us started with other community groups. Playgrounds, working spaces like where we work, community gardens, spaces being inspired by incredible edible from Hebden Bridge, start working with a community builder immediately so that we can start a Facebook group, newsletter, notice board, but most importantly, work with local people and set up an ongoing co-production group. So what happens here for people in Burnley is exactly what people want. That's so much more than just great living accommodation, but actually enables people to live well and die well, a home for life that would work for you whatever stage of life you are, that makes sense for people living in Burnley.